It's Championship Saturday inside Hammond Stadium at CenturyLink Sports Complex, spring training home of the Minnesota Twins and the year-round home of the Fort Myers Miracle. You are watching the FHSAA Class 9A baseball semifinals on the NFHS Network. Alongside Jason Alexander, I'm your host, Doug Pugh, and our 12:30 game is for all the marbles in Florida's largest classification, featuring the Seminoles of Sanford Seminole with a record of 22-9, and the Barracudas from Coral Reef out of Miami with a record of 19-10. To get the tables set for this afternoon's action, here are your starting lineups. First, starting with the visitors on the scoreboard from Sanford Seminole. Leading off is Jalen DeBose in center field. Batting second is Craig Conk. Batting third is the DH, Matt Allen. The first baseman, Mason Mazzareto, will bat cleanup. Sean McCardle will bat fifth. Ethan Backus at sixth. In the seventh slot is Andrew Garcia in left. In the eighth hole is Greg Fonseca at short. And batting ninth is TJ Milani. And the defense for the Barracudas. From left to right, Dylan Boyd in left. Scary in center, Duran in right. The Ogden brothers, Jake and Michael, over on the left side. Coscuela over at second, and Londono at first. Behind the plate, Sebastian Basa Jimenez. And on the mound, Mr. Samuel Ching. Bring in my broadcast partner real quick, Jason Alexander. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon, Doug. I'm ecstatic to be here on the official last day of Florida's high school baseball season. And quite frankly, I'm ready to see these student athletes fulfill their dreams of winning a state baseball title.
And so, Ching, on the season, 3-2, 2.85 ERA, appeared in 10 games, 46 2/3 innings worked. And a smash there by DeBose right to Jake Ogden, and quickly one down for the Seminoles.
First pitch, fastball swinging has been a consistent theme for this entire baseball championship.
And Mr. DeBose did not even give us time to properly lay out his stats in Thursday's semifinal. He was 1 for 3. And this will bring up Craig Conk, who was also 1 for 3 with a run scored, a walk, and a strikeout in his game on Thursday.
Batters are aggressive early. 2 pitches, 2 swings, Doug. That has to be a managerial strategy.
And Conk will pop out to the shortstop. And that'll bring up Matt Allen, who was the pitcher in Thursday's game. Went 6 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 walks, and struck out 8. From the dish, he went 1 for 2, drew 3 walks and a strikeout. Allen is also a University of Florida commit.
Allen provides hitting for average and power at the plate.
Also on the FHSAA, which is our coaches association here in the state of Florida, on their all-academic team as well. Young man getting it done in the classroom, on the field, and in 2 spots on the field at that, offense and defensively. 1-0 the count to Allen from Ching. Opponents hitting .260 on the season against Ching. 37 runs given up, 19 of them earned, 30 walks to just 7 free passes.
Allen shows some patience at the plate, which DeBose and Conk failed to do.
And a big cut there. And Allen still ahead in the count, 2-1. Umpires for today's game, representing the Miracle Strip Officials Association, are Terry Andre at third, Phil Blake at first, and behind the dish is Brian Moore. And just misses on the outside corner, and the count will now run 3-1. 2 down here. Knowles came out the dugout swinging. First 2 pitches led to 2 outs. Allen showing way more discipline this time around, and he will foul that one off, and the count will remain full. Wind up and the pitch is inside, and Allen will draw a walk.
Good at bat for Allen. Fouled off some tough pitches. Had discipline at the plate. Earned himself a base on ball.
So that'll bring up Mason Mazzareto, who was 1 for 2 in the semifinal, the 12-4 dispatching of Palm Beach Central. Noles brought their bats on Thursday. Their first playoff experience since 2001. It's been an 18-year drought. Their first regional championship since 1993, so you add another 8 years on top of that, and you got yourself a long time. First Final Four appearance since 1992, so a historically good team up in Sanford. And that one laced down the left field line and will get foul.
Coach Kenny Brown working his bag early. First pitch, hit and run with Matt Allen.
Seminole, in order to get to the semis, had to beat one of Orlando's best teams historically, Olympia High School. And then, as we mentioned, really took it to Palm Beach Central in that first game on Thursday. And that one is smacked down foul. And the pitch, and Mazzareto turns on that one right into the dugout. Heads up over there, fellas. Wind blowing from left to right today. Sea breeze has already gotten started. So everything will kind of get funneled out to left center, and that one is hit into just left of center, but right there to make the play is Ryan Scarry. And so Seminole gets a runner on, but nothing doing in the top half of the first. When we return, it will be the 1-2-3 for Coral Reef.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
It's the 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Barracudas here in the bottom of the first. Get you start with the lineup. Sebastian Baza Jimenez leading off. Brent Cosquiwella at batting second. Ogden batting third. Sean Perez, the DH, batting fourth. Ryan Scarry is batting fifth. Jake Ogden batting sixth. Manny Duran batting seventh. In the A-hole is Sean Londono at first. And batting ninth is Dylan Boyd, the left fielder. And across your screen from left to right, Garcia in left, Bose in center, Backus in right. Conk, Fonseca, Milani, and Mazzareto across the diamond. Behind the dish is Sean McCardle. And on the mound for the Noles, Mr. Charlie McDaniel. The left-hander, just a junior. McDaniel himself was an FHSAA All-Academic Team member. So that'll bring up Sebastian Baza Jimenez, the FIU recruit, signee. Barracudas scored seven in the bottom of the third on Thursday. That's all they needed, a 7-4 win over Timber Creek, and that was skied high to the left fielder, and Jimenez is down quickly.
The trend of swinging aggressively at the first pitch continues in this championship series.
Jimenez was 2 for 4 in that game on Thursday. Coscuela, the batter, was 1 and 2. The runs scored, RBI, drew a walk and struck out. Very active line for Brent Coscuela. Coscuela also hitting .417 on the year, 11 RBI. McDaniel's first pitch was in for a strike. Here is the second pitch of the batter, and it's in for a strike. And now quickly, Coscuela finds himself in an 0-2 hole.
Good off-speed work by McDaniels off the bump.
And that one just misses outside, and ball 1.
McDaniels will have to throw his fastball over for strikes, a heady, a steady diet of off-speed pitches.
And that one yanked over towards first base coach. Wind up and the pitch, and Coscuela was walking out of the box as soon as he had gotten back in. Home plate umpire Brian Moore allowed him to do so. 7 doubles on the season for Coscuela, and he fights that one off foul towards the opposite side. He's an Eastern Connecticut commit. First team All-Dade County this season via the Miami Herald. And he wraps that one down the left field line, just foul.
Good swing right there from Coscuela, poking it up the left field line. You'll have to spray the field offensively. McDaniel, a control pitcher, will work both sides of the plate. You won't be able to pull him every pitch.
So Coscuela will make the big walk back and now face a 1-2 count. And that's the second time in this at bat that McDaniel has been ready to go, and Coscuela, it's just his world and we're all living in it.
Well, McDaniel is really working fast on that bump, Doug.
And that one misses just outside. And so now Brian Moore, home plate umpire, hearing it from both sides in stereo at the moment. Coral Reef doesn't like how quickly McDaniel is working. Seminole doesn't like the fact that Coscuela is kind of making his own time. And that one misses wide, and the count will now run full. Good battle here in the bottom of the first between McDaniel and Coscuela. And stays alive on that pitch, fouls it off down the left field side.
Tried to get him out on an outside fastball. Good defensive swing by Coscuela.
The windup and the pitch. Slap towards the shortstop Fonseca, up and over with it. And that is good for the second out of the inning.
Good glove work on the short hop field.
That brings up Michael Ogden, who was 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk in the semifinal game. As we mentioned, Coral Reef scored 7 runs in the bottom of the third on Timber Creek, who was here for the third time in 4 years, excuse me. Takes first pitch strike from McDaniel. 342 average, 19 RBI on the season for Ogden, the shortstop. And fouls that one back, and quickly McDaniel is ahead 0-2. And again, fouling that one off is Ogden. This time that was inside on his hands.
McDaniel attacking Ogden. Not necessarily looking to get him to chase out the strike zone.
And that one is high, 1-2. And time is called. We'll sort out this little two-step dance between the pitcher and the batter. And that one misses low and away. 2-2 now. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Ogden clearly crowding the plate. McDaniel trying to establish the inside of the plate.
And that one yanked foul. McDaniel sets up on the far right side of that rubber, so for him, a pitch, he's not thrown across his body. You can get a perfect angle from where we sit in this booth to see whether or not a pitcher can throw across is thrown across his body or not. And he's stepping straight towards home, but the way he's set up on the rubber, everything he throws will be inside. And that one left out over the fat part of the plate. And on with a 2-out single is Ogden.
Good point, Doug. McDaniel, too much of the plate right there. Ogden able to sting that into center field.
When you're set up on that side, if you're going to throw outside, like you say, it's the opposite. If you're going to go outside, you better go all the way outside, or else it's going to end up right over the fat part of the plate. Daniel throws over to check on Ogden. This is Sean Perez. Perez was 2 for 3 with a run scored, 2 RBI in Thursday's 7-4 win. And that one pulled towards the third base line. Conk up with it. And that will do it. So Barracudas get one on, but nothing doing for either squad. We've played 1 full inning here in Fort Myers, no score.
This championship event is brought to you by Hospital for Special Surgery. Thousands of young athletes have their season ended by ACL injuries. Learn how to keep them safe with our ACL injury prevention course at nfhslearn.com/courses.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Nothing doing for either squad in the first inning. And so getting ready to go back in and work his second inning of play is Samuel Ching. Both teams sending 4 batters to the plate in their respective halves. Leading off the top of the second for the Noles will be Sean McCardle, the catcher. McCardle featured in the Thursday game with 2 for 4, with a run scored and a walk and a strikeout to his credit. That one misses high and outside. 2-1 now to McCardle. And he fouls that one off, and the count will even at 2-2.
Chang has a lot of natural movement on his pitches.
And that one misses. Count will run full, 3-2, no outs here in the top half of the second inning. And that one is smoked into right field and will get over the head of Duran on his horse. Is McCardle in with a stand-up double.
Nice piece of hitting there by McCardle. An off-speed pitch on the inside upper half of the plate. Able to get that bat head out and drive the ball. Off-speed pitch, again on the inside of the plate. Belt high, able to drive the ball. Duran had some issues picking the ball up immediately off the bat. Got turned around. 2-bagger.
If you get it high enough, the wind will help you out to right field today. But you got to get it high enough. That one was kind of just smoked through the atmosphere like Haley's Comet. That thing got down in a hurry. Squaring around the bunt is Backus, trying to move the runner over with no outs and in scoring position already. So get it down and get the guy over is the mission here for Backus. And he does a great job of hitting it down the third baseline. Up with it is Ogden. And you can give Backus the sacrifice.
Perfect execution.
I'll bring up the left fielder, Andrew Garcia. Garcia was 0 for 1 in Thursday's semifinal. Scored a run and drew a walk. And that one is blooped over towards second base. And up with it is Coscuela.
Great pitch by Chang. He can run his off-speed stuff in on the hands to a right-hander or run it away. Ran it in on the hands there and got the pop-out that he was looking for.
So that brings up the shortstop, Craig Fonseca. Fonseca had a big day on Thursday. He was 1 for 3, but scored 2 runs. And the squeeze is on, and no play will be. And because that's 3 outs, folks. And so we head to the bottom of the second. It's Coral Reef nothing, Sanford Seminole nothing. We'll be right back after this quick word from the NFHS Network.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Nothing doing for the Seminoles after a double by Sean McCardle in the top half of the second. Some of the crowd that has made it way down, or over, I should say, from Miami. The Kendall area, Richmond Heights, if you want to get even more specific. Southwest area, beautiful section of the city of Miami. And coming out of the middle of that inning, it was interesting to see head coach Chris Leone give his right fielder a tip on how he wanted to essentially take him that first step, almost akin to a jab step in basketball, and then showed him how to rock back and move the distribution of his weight so that he's not off balance and his feet are not tied. That's kind of what the case was with Duran on that one. And by the time he got a beat on it, that was well over his head.
One of the skill sets that outfielders need is you must be able to judge fly balls on contact. Not an easy task, picking up rotation.
And Scary writes that one out into right center field, and it will get down. Back is giving it chase, and Scary is in with a leadoff double. Ryan Scary.
Nice piece of hitting by Scary.
Scary was 1 for 3 on the day on Thursday. So we'll take a look at nice piece of hitting right there. Just drives it out to right field, and you see Backus giving chase. A little bit better angle, he might make that catch. You never know.
If you're going to be successful today against McDaniel, you are going to have to take that outside pitch to right field consistently.
Sun directly, and that one is a great looking pickoff move, and he's got him. So as quickly as Scary got to second base, Charlie McDaniel says, not on my watch. Comes set.
Scary is not aware of that shortstop right there.
So an even better job by Greg Fonseca of disguising that play, because if you're paying attention, you could probably hear the guy coming behind you. At that time, it was just brilliantly executed.
Base runners get on second base, and their initial thought is, let me begin seeing what the calls are, and if I can steal a signal and help out a teammate, and lose track of where that shortstop or second baseman may be.
And that one poked towards the right side. Up with it is Milani. And that will be good for the second out of the inning. That will bring up the right fielder, Manny Duran. Duran was 2 for 2 on Thursday with a run scored. 365 average on the season, 19 RBI. Nice pitch on the outside corner by McDaniel.
He'll make a living on that outside corner, McDaniel.
And swing and a miss, big rip there by Duran, and quickly Manny Duran finds himself in an 0-2 hole. And that one lined right back to McDaniel. Piece of cake for the 1-3 putout. And so the Barracudas go down in order in the home half of the second. We played 2 full in this Class 9A championship. No score. We'll be right back. Fun game so far. Had a little bit of everything so far. Had a pickoff. We've had a couple of great looking hits. Some good pitching so far. All that what you want from a championship caliber type game. And you saw the flags there in that opening shot. As you see, the flags will kind of swirl around today. Much more like a typical now June day in Miami, or excuse me, in Florida. And that one will pop in for a base hit for TJ Milani.
Good hitting by Milani. An off-speed pitch up in the zone. Just put good bat on ball. He's not a power hitter. Nice Texas leaguer to right center.
And so Jalen DeBose, who is 0 for 1, lined out to the third baseman his first time up. DeBose takes that first offering from Cheng for a ball.
Milani has good speed. Jimenez will have to keep an eye on him, along with Cheng.
And that one bunted towards the right side. Might be trouble. And they just get the speedy DeBose. That will now bring up Craig Conk, who is 0 for 1. Popped out too short his first time up.
Lays down a bunt. Good glove action by Coscolella. Almost loses footing.
And that one way outside for ball 1.
Jimenez very athletic and active behind the backstop.
And misses just a little high. Does Cheng. And the count will now be 2-0. Runner in scoring position with 1 out for the Noles. That's Milani out at second base. And that one is just off the outside part of the plate. And the count will run in favor of Mr. Conk.
Cheng, McDaniel, very similar in pitching styles. Control pitchers who will work the corners and change speeds.
3-0 is right down Broadway for a strike. Cheng checks the runner at second and delivers. And that one misses outside. And Conk will head to first with a walk. So that brings up Matt Allen, who walked his first time up. Now with ducks on the pond at first and second.
Okay, I'm looking at closely Boyd in left field. He's given Allen a lot of room up that left field line. Allen has the bat speed to turn on one of Chang's pitches and really pull that ball. Let's see if he can get a pitch to hit.
And that one catches the outside card of the corner for a strike. You do see out in left field, Dylan Boyd, he's just to the right, actually pretty good distance from where the normal grass has been worn out for where the guys have been playing traditionally the last 2 weeks.
Well, that also says to me that Chang will pitch on the outer half of the plate, and they'll design him to hit the ball to the right side of the diamond.
They do give him quite a bit of respect to dead center. It's scary out there. That's a long way from home plate. And that one is lifted to left center. Underneath it is Boyd. And tagging, nope, neither runners are tagging.
They had him played to a T.
Matt Allen hit it right to where Dylan Boyd was posted up at. Had he been in his normal spot, that would have caused him to have to break to his left and back towards the wall.
Lifting that top hand off on the hitting releases some of the torque power. Extension, you lose power, so big benefit to pitching the ball on the outer half of the plate by Chang.
And that one is hit to the shortstop. Ogden will fit to Coscuela, and that will do it for the Noles. In the top half of the third, still no score. We come right back. You're watching the 9A final on the NFHS Network.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
And we welcome you back inside Hammond Stadium. The Coral Reef crowd hanging up underneath the shade. Not a bad idea today. You know, something they've done in between innings all last 2 weeks was ask the educators to stand up and be recognized. Yesterday was the last day for virtually the entire state for the teachers. The kids were done this earlier this week. So we'd be remiss if we didn't send a heartfelt shout out to the teachers, coaches, anybody involved with education. Congratulations on making it through another year. Hope you have a happy, healthy summer.
Absolutely.
Extra special shout out to my wife, who is an educator herself. And that one is right down the middle as we have a virtual smoke screen from the grill and concession stand, making it look like we've got a little fog creeping in between our booth and the field. And that one misses low, and the count is even at 1-1. Sure does smell good. So no complaints here. And Londono, big cut on that one.
Really important for McDaniel to throw strikes on the inside part of the plate to make his outside strategy that much more effective.
Londono was 1 for 3 on the afternoon on Thursday. And he will strike out in his first time at bat in this championship game.
If McDaniel can throw strikes down and inside, that's going to make him a tough person to hit against today.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Dylan Boyd. 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored on Thursday and an RBI to his credit. Struck out as well. And that one right down Broadway from McDaniel, 0-1. That one catches the fat part of the plate, but is low, and the count will even now at 1-1 to Dylan Boyd.
McDaniel working very quick, about 6 to 7 seconds in between each pitch.
And that one catches inside part of the plate at the knees for strike 2. And big cut out in front, and the throw down from McCardle is good, and it will be a strikeout of Boyd.
Impressive strikeout by McDaniel because he was able to dominate the inner half of the plate, although not considered, by definition, a power pitcher.
So that'll bring in Sebastian Baza Jimenez going to FIU. 0 for 1 on the day so far. Flew out to left field his first time at bat.
They give Jimenez top-notch power hitter respect. All outfields, a shade inside the warning track.
The speediest player on either team, Jalen DeBose, is left of center and halfway to Lake Wales. And that one pulled through. Going to be a very tough play for Fonseca. He won't even attempt to throw. And Jimenez is on with an infield single.
Don't be fooled because he plays catcher. Jimenez is a minimum 4-star, 4+ athlete. Runs well. Good body type. I expect to see him playing potentially Major League Baseball in the future.
Well, 6'3", he's got the leg size that he can get big, long strides, and couple that with just a little bit of speed. That's a good combination that can make up for a lot of things. So now McDaniel working, and that one hit to right center, and DeBose is underneath it for the out, and that will do it for the Barracudas. We've now played 3 full here at Hammond Stadium. Your score, Seminole 0, Coral Reef 0. We'll be right back after this quick break on the NFHS Network.
This championship event is brought to you by Hospital for Special Surgery. Thousands of young athletes have their season ended by ACL injuries. Learn how to keep them safe with our ACL injury prevention course at nfhslearn.com/courses.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Nothing doing for either squad through 3 full innings of play on Championship Saturday here on the NFHS Network. First of 3 class championships. The last official day of baseball for high school team sports under the FHSAA umbrella. On June 1st, we have flipped the calendars over from May to June. Almost halfway home through the year of 2019. Time goes by fast when you're having fun, my friend.
Absolutely. And these 2 weeks have gone by at the speed of light. We've had a blast here calling this baseball tournament.
So that will bring up Sean McCardle, who is swinging on the first pitch. A common theme today for the Noles. He is 1 for 1 with a double. One of the 2 hits that the Noles have managed to get off of Samuel Ching, and that's it. And that one is skied out to center field. Underneath it is Scary, and that will put out McCardle for the first out of the inning.
Gave it a nice ride. That's scouting right there, understanding what batters have power and what batters don't.
So Ethan Backus will come up to the plate, credited with a sacrifice bunt in his first time up. And he yanks that one foul.
A great off-speed breaking ball pitcher will have you out in front oftentimes.
And right back to Ching is Backus, and for the 1-3 put out for the second out of the inning.
Way to field this position, Chang. Good balance when he comes, after he delivers his pitch. He's in good fielding position.
That'll bring up Andrew Garcia, who's 0 for 1, popped out to second base his first time up. Ching throws what I would call a heavy ball. It feels like you're hitting a medicine ball the way it comes up to the plate, or at least that's the impression I get watching it in live time. And he misses inside, but barely. It'll even the count at 1-1.
Great example of his pitching movement. He can run it in on the hands or run it away from a right-handed batter.
That one skipped up to the plate. 2-1 the count.
He's not far, Chang that is, from being considered almost a knuckleball pitcher.
And that one hit sharply on the ground and just underneath the glove of Michael Ogden. And the Noles have a 2-out single courtesy of Andrew Garcia. That'll bring up Greg Fonseca, the shortstop, who grounded out to third base his first time up.
Chang left a fastball out over the plate on that last pitch. Garcia able to drive it back up through the box.
And that one lifted out into right field. Coming on to make the play is Manny Duran. And that will do it for the Noles in the visitors' half of the fourth inning. Still no score in this Class 9A baseball championship. We'll be right back after this quick break.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Spring training home of the Minnesota Twins is what the sign says, and the Twins already 10.5 game lead in the American League Central on the Indians. Best record in baseball. They had run into a buzzsaw courtesy of the Tampa Bay Rays last couple nights, but were able to sneak in a victory.
McDaniel looking like Blake Snell of those Tampa Bay Rays in the first 3 innings of this ball game.
And so we get you ready for the home half of the fourth. Due up for the Barracudas. Michael Ogden, Sean Perez, and Ryan Scarry. Getting the party started here for us in the bottom of the fourth is Michael Ogden, who singled his first time at bat. Takes the pitch over the middle part of the plate, but low for a ball. 1-0 the count. And that one is smoked into left field and may get over the head of Garcia, and it does. Quickly, though, Garcia with the long throw, but not after Michael Ogden is in with his second hit of the game with a double. Beautiful piece of hitting right there by Ogden. Gave that one a ride into the teeth of the wind.
Upon contact, you'll see the first step by Garcia is a diagonal step. Probably should have just been a turn and run and beat the ball to the spot. Hit well, though.
That one will tail back towards left center. Wind is nice and healthy coming from the west. And Perez will take that one high for ball one. He grounded out to the third baseman his first time up.
Ogden able to turn on that inside pitch. Let's see if McDaniel can reestablish that inside part of the plate.
And that one fouled just to the right of our booth. So now the count will even up at 1-1. 7 hits in total. 3 for the Noles, 4 for the Barracudas. They've all been very solid hits. And that one has popped up. And as we are officially halfway through this game, we have now reached official point where any run might be considered the most important. The way these two pitchers have commanded the game so far, and a swing and a miss right there, and a strikeout on Perez.
Nice pitch by McDaniel. He has worked that high fastball up and away. Doing a great job of working the eye level of these batters from Coral Reef.
It's the third strikeout of the game for McDaniel, bringing up Ryan Scarry, the center fielder, who doubled his first time at bat. Takes that one on the outside part of the plate for strike one. And that one just misses. And the count will even up at 1-1. You might not be able to see it on your camera. Not a lot of folks behind home plate, just those sun worshipers. But there are quite a few folks in the stands packed up underneath the shady portions, and they are all making noise. A festive live atmosphere here at Hammond Stadium so far. And that one is high, and the count will even at 2-2. Also, both these teams going with the bold fashion choice of black in the June heat. It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. The delivery from McDaniel is outside, and the count will now run full 3-2.
Hadn't thrown many breaking balls. Pulled that rabbit out of the hat.
McDaniel's already picked one person off today at second. So he has proven his move and that you must respect it. And Fonseca coming in. Those two are definitely on the same page, McDaniel and Fonseca. And fighting that one off is Scary. Good job right there to stay alive. And just gets a piece of that, and the count will stay at 3-2. One out, runner in scoring position for Coral Reef.
Scary, who doubled, has a good bead on McDaniel.
That he does. He's already laced a double, and he's been on top of a lot of these pitches. Inside and high, and Scary will be on with a walk.
Not necessarily a bad walk. I think McDaniel recognized that he does have a beat on me. I'll try to get him to swing at my pitch. If he doesn't, we'll put him on first, get our defense back to double play depth, and work on Ogden.
And so we will get a visit from pitching coach Brooks Robinson. Not a bad name to have if you are a fan of baseball, especially if you're from the beautiful city of Baltimore, which happens to be the color scheme of the Seminole high school baseball team as well. So all kinds of twisting and turning, which is a very baseball type connection. Beautiful game. So many different twists and turns, games within games, thinking man's game. Just a fantastic place to be, especially on a day like this. Yeah, it's hot, but it's Florida in June, so no better place than to be up underneath the shade and camped out here, watching 3 state title games take place to close out our 2019 season. This is Jake Ogden, and he rips that one in. Great play by Craig Conk, who will then fire to Milani for the double play. And so just like that, the Barracuda rally goes silent, and we will head to the top of the 5th. Still no score between the Seminoles and the Barracudas. Nothing but zeros for both squads through 4 full innings here in Fort Myers. A well-played game and an even better play to end that last inning, where Coral Reef had a fantastic shot at getting some runs. And as we take a look at it,
Milani looking breaking ball, got breaking ball. Wonderful play by Conk at third base. Full extension.
Ogden got great extension on that. He smashed that, but it was a great job by Conk to get vertical, and he was properly positioned as well. If he's anywhere farther off that line, it's going right down the third base line.
We don't call it the hot corner for nothing, Doug.
And so it'll be the 9-1-2 hitters, Milani, DeBose, and Conk for the Noles. And Milani will take the first pitch for a strike. Milani singled his first time up. About to complete the second time through the order for Sanford Seminole. Stark contrast between the tradition and heritage of these two teams as well. Seminole, as this version is known, opened in 1927, and Coral Reef opened in 1997. So a 70-year difference between these two schools in terms of their start, and yet old versus new in the finals. Nice little contrast. And that one is fouled off the right side.
Speaks to how many fabulous kids around the state truly love the sport of baseball.
Two and two. And that one will catch Milani looking. And we'll bring up Jalen DeBose for the third time through the order to begin for the Noles. Let's see if third time is a charm against Chang, who has been in absolute control of this game, along with his counterpart, Charlie McDaniel. And that one misses just on the outside part of the plate. Over the inside half of the plate, and the count will now even to DeBose at 1-1. Fights that one off his fist to Chang, who will make the toss over to first. And there will be quickly two down for the Noles in the visitors' half of the fifth.
Chang made a rather difficult play look easy right there. Good glove work by Chang. Nifty, agile, mobile.
That brings up Craig Conk, who was responsible for the start of a beautiful double play last inning. He is 0 for 1, popped out to short his first time and walked in his last at bat. And he lines that one to left field. That will get down in front of Boyd.
And that is exactly how you have to hit Chang. Those off-speed pitches are working both halves of the plate. If you try to pull it, it's a simple ground ball back to the second baseman. If you go with the pitch, it's base hit city to the opposite field.
That brings up Matt Allen, who walked his first time up, then flied to left in his last time. And Cheng misses low and away. 1-0. And that one is in for a strike, and the count will even up at 1-1.
They'll continue to give Allen plenty of real estate up both the right field and left field lines.
Fouls that one off the right side, and the count is at 1-2.
That is the advantage of playing in the championship round a day after. You're able to scout the opposing teams and come up with a good defensive and pitching strategy. They clearly have Allen earmarked as a power alley hitter.
Ching delivers, and that one will get Matt Allen looking. And so much of the same continuing. We've played 4.5 in Fort Myers. No score. We'll be right back.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
They're off in the distance. A little bit of rain, some clouds, but that stuff is a long way away from us. And courtesy of the sea breeze, will move away from us. And so it'll be Duran, Londono, and Boyd, 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Barracudas. One and 0 the count to Duran. And that one inside for a strike, and it even up the count at 1-1. Duran grounded out to McDaniel, his first time up. And that one misses low for ball 2. Duran fights that one off, and the count will even at 2-2. Duran, a senior, hitting .365 on the season, 19 RBI, got 3 doubles, scored 14 runs this year. And the count will now run full at 3-2 for Duran.
McDaniel doing a nice job of working his fastball up and away, down and in. He's worked his off-speed and breaking ball down and away, using the entire strike zone along with his pitching arsenal very effectively.
Duran fights that one off down the right field side, giving chase is Backus, and that will drop for a single. And Manny Duran on with his first hit of the ballgame.
Great job by Duran. You just really don't know what type of pitch you're going to get from McDaniel. The best you can do is what Duran did there. Loop single up the right field line.
Duran is also second on the team in stolen bases, so expect a nice little duel here between McDaniel and Duran. McDaniel, the pitcher, trying to make sure he doesn't get down there. It'll be on McCardle to throw him out. He's got 7 on the season. Squaring around a bunt is Londono. Swinging away now. That one got pretty close to our booth. Oh, 0-1 now to Londono. Takes that one for a strike, and now Londano will find himself in an 0-2 hole. Throw over to first from McDaniel, keeping the runner honest. Oh and 2 to Londano. And he pops that one up. Giving chase is McCardle, and it's going to get out of play, and the count will remain at 0 and 2.
Gutsy
Oh,
call.
that's right. He's off. He's out. My bad. Working that way through that one.
Gutsy call by the Cougars right there. Unsuccessful, though.
So now, that will bring up Dylan Boyd, who struck out his first time up. Apologize for getting that little tidbit about bunting with 2 strikes.
Nice backdoor breaking pitch by McDaniel.
Well, McDaniel almost made home plate umpire Brian Moore suffer consequences for calling time. Boyd had already backed out, and McDaniel missed well inside, purely by accident. Swing and a miss there by Boyd, and the count is at 0 and 2. Checks the runner at first. As we mentioned, Duran with 7 stolen bases, second on the team to Michael Ogden. And Boyd doing a nice job of fouling that one off.
Seminole outfield playing very shallow against Boyd, particularly in center.
And pitch smacked right down of the middle. Fonseca will grab it, step on second, and over for the unassisted double play. And so we have played 5 full innings in this Class 9A championship game. No score. We'll be right back after this quick break on the NFHS Network.
This championship event is brought to you by Hospital for Special Surgery. Thousands of young athletes have their season ended by ACL injuries. Learn how to keep them safe with our ACL injury prevention course at nfhslearn.com/courses.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark.
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I would encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
It's officially crunch time here in this 9A championship game. 0s through 5 full innings. And we head to the top of the 6th with Mason Mazareto, Sean McCardle, and Ethan Backus headed to the plate for Sanford Seminole. And so at this point, anybody getting a run across, and with the way both starting pitchers have been owning the game, It'll be 2 victories in 1. First, you got to the starting pitcher, and 2, 1 to 2 runs at this point in the game just might get you a ring. That one inside for ball 1 to Mazzareto. Mazzareto 0 for 2 on the day. Flied out to center his first time, grounded 2 short in his last at bat. Takes a cut right there and fouls it off, and the count will even at 1-1.
Significantly less first pitch swinging as this game has moved into the latter innings.
Ching's delivery on the 1-1 is bounced to the plate, and 2-1 will go the count.
Good at bat for Mazzareto. He's flied out twice. He's gotten under the pitches. Appears to be seeing the ball much better this at bat.
And he tattoos that one into left field. That could get gone. Mr. Clutch, Mr. Mason, Mazzareto. Touch 'em all, young fella. And he puts the Noles on the board in the top of the 6th with a blast to left center field. And Seminole leads 1-0 in the top of the 6th with no outs.
Put a good swing on it, didn't he, Doug?
It just sounded different than any other pitch off of Ching.
The pitch is out over the strike zone. Mazzareto got great extension, nothing but the fat of the bat.
And McCardle gives that one a ride, but underneath it is Ryan Scarry for the first out of the inning.
You have to believe that Mazzareto had dreams of homering in the state tournament.
So that will bring up Ethan Backus. All of that excitement, it's still just a 1-run lead. Got to keep the perspective. But what a time to come up with a hit, and Backus will ground out to third for his third at bat.
Chang remains inside of his game plan. Doesn't look affected, made a bad pitch, 2 quick outs right on the heels of that home run.
And Andrew Garcia will come up. He's 1 for 2, singled in his last at bat, popped up to the second baseman in his first at bat. Squares around a bunt, trying to beat Ching down, and Ching will underhand that, and that will do it, but not after the Noles draw first blood in this game. So we'll be home to the home half of the 6th inning. It's Sanford Seminole 1 and Coral Reef 0.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
And there's your man responsible for the run in the top half of the 6th. Mason Mazzareto, a big fly to left center field. here's a slow-mo look of it.
Boyd playing the fence close.
And it actually hits the top of the railing. A game of inches this game. What a twist of fate for the Noles right there. If they were to win a state title, even if it's 1-0, it's on a home run that literally hit flush on the rail, which is, I mean, if you hit 100 fly balls out to that same spot, how many times are you going to hit it flush like that? And then to have it bounce over. And so could that be the destiny that the Noles were looking for in their first appearance in the Final Four since '92, much less trying to win a state championship? Coral Reef looking for their first state title, both of them looking for their first state title, so it's the kind of luck you need. And quickly McDaniel up with it, throws over to first, and that will do it for Baza Jimenez.
Good off-speed pitch by McDaniel. Had Jimenez out front. Couldn't do much with it.
That brings up the second baseman, Brent Coscuela. Coscuela grounded to short his first time, fly to center in his last at bat. Awesome camera work by our guys to catch that too. In real time, it looked like it had completely cleared the fence and was out on the berm. Awesome job all the way around. So now the count 2-0 to Coscuela. And those folks braving the Florida sun, making a lot of noise. The rest of the Coral Reef fans up underneath the shade in concert with them. And Coscuela will take that one for a strike, 2-1.
McDaniel hasn't gotten behind many Barracuda batters today.
Coscuela files that one back in the count. Will now run even at 2-2. Fouls that one off to stay alive.
McDaniel continues to work the four regions of the strike zone, keeping batters off balance and guessing.
And just outside. Good discipline from Coscuela to lay off of that one. That could have sent him back to the dugout with a strikeout, and then there would be 2 outs. Close pitch right there. Love the battle that has gone on between these two in particular today. And he flies that one to Fonseca, who is Johnny on the spot. And there is quickly 2 down in the home half of the 6th.
The left side of this Seminole infield playing very well in this championship game. We talk about coordination on the defensive side, range to his right, shows some athleticism, nice glove work.
And that one from McDaniel misses. 1-0 to Michael Ogden, who is 2 for 2. The hottest hitter in this Coral Reef lineup today. And that one is inside on the bat of the plate for a strike, 1-1. took something off that one. McDaniel reached out for it. Charging is Conk over to it. And that will retire the Barracudas in order in the home half of the 6th. And we will move to the top half of the 7th in this 9A championship game. Seminole clinging to a 1-0 lead. We'll be right back. Seminoles got it made in the shade at the moment, or at least their fans do. Young men in that dugout were all fired up last inning when Mason Mazareto deposited a Samuel Ching pitch that hit the top of the wall and then bounced out for a home run and for the only run in this ball game.
And then Conk with a fabulous play at third to end the inning.
And Fonseca gives that one a ride, and that one may get over Boyd's head, but he does a great job of breaking on it and will come up and make a hard catch look easy.
And that is a perfect example of point A to B defense. Being able to read the ball off the bat, sprinting to where the ball is expected to land, making the catch.
So that'll bring up TJ Milani, who struck out looking his last time up. And pinch hitter, excuse me, Daniel Hope, who was in the ball game as the designated hitter last Thursday. Nothing doing that time around. Hope was 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs in the game on Thursday. So a young man, you know, was cracking at the bit, chomping at the bit to get into this game somehow, some way. And here he is. He's also one of the seniors, only 6 seniors on this Seminole team. Garcia, Hope, Conk, Allen, and McCardle are the main seniors. Caden Reeves, who we have not seen yet in these 2 games, the 6th one. And now Hope with the count even, 2-2. Wind up and the pitch from Ching. And that hits him off the back of the ankle, in the Achilles almost, on the heel, excuse me. Probably get a better look at it. We'll see how they score that. It's probably got to be a hit.
Had a scary comeback issue with Creekside pitcher yesterday. Deflected off his glove, able to remain in the game and continue pitching.
Let's see if we can get an exact location where that hit him. So it's off his left heel, which, as a lefty, I have to turn everything around. His left heel is going to be the plant foot, and that's where the main part of that weight is going to land, is that left heel for a right-handed pitcher. Let's see if it has any bearing.
It's going to take more than a sharply hit comeback off the heel to get Chang out of this game, Doug.
So Jalen DeBose up for his 4th time now. The top of the order for Sanford Seminole. DeBose is 0-3 on the day. Lined out to third base his first time, grounded to second his second time, and then grounded back to the pitcher in his last at bat. And that one, Jimenez with the quick strike down to first. And back in time is Milani.
Duran needs to stay focused in right field as a backup.
And that one misses. Barracudas giving Jalen DeBose acreage down the left field line. He can pull one. He might run all the way to third base backwards if he wanted to. So now 2-1. Yeah, that's TJ Milani warming up for Seminole.
There he goes.
And they've got him.
Great catch and throw. Jimenez with a rocket.
Barracudas down to their final 3 outs of the ball game. They need one to tie in the home half of the 7th to keep it going. Sanford Seminole on the other side, 3 outs away from their first state baseball title. And starter Charlie McDaniel back out on the mound, trying to seal the deal. He's worked 6 full innings, given up 5 hits, and been very stingy with the free passes with 5 strikeouts. And leading off for Reef. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Sean Perez, Ryan Scarry, and Jake Ogden responsible for bringing back the Barracudas against McDaniel. And that one misses low, ball 1.
We've seen several storybook type scenarios this week, Doug. Games coming down to the final out or final inning. Lots of drama.
And swing and a miss right there for Sean Perez. Perez 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded to third base his first time up. Struck out his last at bat. Pulls that one, and Conk quickly up with it. Makes the throw across. Pulls the runner, the first baseman, and yes, he did get underneath the tag. We had a great angle of it. And he did a fantastic job of staying in the baseline and avoiding the tag.
You can't teach plays like that, Doug. Just great presence of mind by Perez to avoid the tag. Potentially play of the tournament.
So excellent job there. And on to pinch run for him will be Alonso Santamaria, as we will get a time called and a quick visit to the mound.
Undoubtedly to discuss the rotations on the sacrifice bunt and potentially what pitch sequence they want to administer to give their defense the greatest opportunity to maybe get two, not just one.
The double play very much alive and well. So no outs for the Barracudas. They get the lead runner on. So that'll bring up Scary, who's 1 for 1. Doubled his first time. Squares around a bunt. Drew a walk his last time at bat.
Mazzaretto charging hard.
And quickly fielding it is Mazzaretto over to McCardle, or Milani, excuse me. So the sacrifice for Scary gets the Barracuda runner over into scoring position, just 1 out for Jake Ogden, who hit into a double play his last time up. Excuse me, this is Rudy Rodriguez, the pinch hitter. Hear the what may sound like boos is simply Rudy.
And giving him lots of real estate in left center.
Huge gap out in left center for Rodriguez. If he can get the ball there, it certainly will get home Santa Maria to tie this game up. Right now, Charlie McDaniel has thoughts.
Seminole coach shifting his defense.
And fouls that one back. McDaniel's delivery swung on and missed. It'll get away quickly over to third base, and simply stopping it is Conk. Threw his body in front of it. McCardle was gonna have to come up with a cannon to get Santa Maria. And may have been a situation where pitcher and catcher get crossed up. And if you notice, McCardle came out of his stance. He was expecting something completely different. And now the count will run even at 2-2. Huge moment in this game. Field is in, check swing, they'll roll down. And first base umpire Phil Blake says yes he did, and that will be the second out of the inning.
By McDaniel. High, tight, best high fastball of the day.
And so it's all up to Manny Duran. 1 for 2 with a single, tying run 90 feet away. Seminoles 3 strikes away from their first state title. And that one goes right over the heart of the plate for a strike. 0-1 to Duran. All kinds of nerves around this stadium right now. Everybody hanging on every pitch, and that quickly will run the count to 0-2 to Duran. Barracuda's down to their final strike.
Wonderful breaking ball by McDaniel. He has to be careful wasting a pitch with a runner only 90 feet away.
And that one misses upstairs. Ball 1.
McDaniel and McCardle already having some communication issues. McDaniel will likely come after the batter right here.
And now the count will run even at 2-2.
Trying to get in a chase, high and tight. He's thrown a lot of backdoor breaking balls to right-handed hitters under the same circumstance.
And that one
Fisted.
is hit off the nub. And a beautiful diving catch by McDaniel to seal the state championship for Seminole. Do you believe it?
Only because I'm here to see it with my own 2 eyes, Doug.
Big-time players make big-time plays, and after controlling the entire game on his arm, Charlie McDaniel decides to get acrobatic with it and win a ring in the process.
Fisted him, got it in on the hands. A small blooper, falls down, presence of mind to get the glove up, saw it into his glove, just like you teach at the Little League level.
The tying run would have scored. How many times do you see plays like that and the ball just falls to the ground? We talked about Team of Destiny. Seminole, a game of inches, home run ball hitting the top of the fence and going out for the only run in this game. And then McDaniel falling down, making a play that he had no business making in the end. And Seminole are your Class 9A champions. When we come back, we will have the trophy presentation. Stick around. We'll be right back on the NFHS Network. Their first time in the playoffs in 18 years. Their first regional championship in 26 years. And their first Final Four appearance in 27 years. And the Sanford Seminoles, on virtue of 2 unbelievable plays in the final 2 innings of this ball game, one by Mason Mazzarato, his home run that just hit the top of the wall and bounced out. And then the individual effort from Charlie McDaniel, stumbling, falling to his knees, full extension, using all of the 6 foot plus of him to reach out and grab that ball to secure it for a state title. Jason, it does not, I repeat, does not get any better than that.
Absolutely, Doug. We talked about it at the top of the telecast. Student athletes trying to fulfill their destiny of winning a state title couldn't have happened in any better fashion.
And we mentioned it's a game of inches. Mason Mazzarato up in the top of the sixth. And he tattoos that one into left field. Boyd going back. Gone. And if you're not really paying attention to it, it may have looked like it had hit the berm, but it literally landed flush on top of the fence. And the ball goes out. And that is the difference in your ball game. And then the diving catch, not only do we describe it as such an amazing play by McDaniel, but the simple fact that the tying run was less than 30 feet from coming home at that point.
We talked about pressure situations, creating diamonds or busting pipes. And it's safe to say that the M&M boys, McDaniel and Mazzarato, are diamonds today. Congratulations to the program.
As you saw it on your replay.
Good, they had to name it twice.
As you saw it on the replay. Yeah, it was an unbelievable individual effort. And at the bottom of your screen, you saw the runner sprinting home. An even bigger applause. And this is something that will also pull at your heartstrings if you're just a fan of the game in general and a fan of how you're supposed to be teaching life's lessons at this stage in the game. The Coral Reef fans were loud throughout the game. However, the loudest moment they just had was just now in support of their young men who'd laid it all out on the line. The Sanford Seminole fans crowding now down towards the front row of this stadium that have been all up underneath the shady attachments to this stadium, Hammond Stadium. And so this is something that is unique because you win a collegiate title, you win a pro title, the amount of drama, the amount of pomp and circumstance, the tens of thousands of people that are in attendance. You know, this is something that every single one of these kids and every single one of these people in the stands today, because of the very nature of this game was played, something they should never forget for the rest of their lives.
Agreed, Doug. The parents, the families, these are your core supporters, the folks that motivate you to get up and go to practice, do your homework, get the extra work in the weight room, get extra rep with your teammates. It comes to a head, and agreed, Doug, this is something that they'll share together and becomes a true family treasure.
It's the intimacy of it all, how close proximity, everybody gets to see each other's faces. And so now we turn the page. The Class 9A 2019 season can be put to bed. And first for the runners-up from Coral Reef, 5 seniors. Of those 5 seniors, Thomas Acevedo, maybe the one that would fall in and out of the core there. But when you look at this Coral Reef roster coming back, there is some serious firepower. And on top of that, the Barracudas have all of their arms coming back. Most notably, Samuel Ching, who should end up being one of the best pitchers in all of Dade County next year.
Absolutely. We had a nice conversation with writer Bill Daly early. Just acknowledge that there's been some tremendous Cinderella seasons for many ball clubs this season. The Barracudas being one of them. They have nothing to be ashamed of. They played their heart out today in a great championship ball game.
As the Barracudas will, bittersweet. You see Brent Cosciella actually handing the trophy off. He doesn't even want to touch it because it represents the runner-up trophy. He'll rationalize and come to terms with that one day, but we cannot fault that young man whatsoever for feeling that way, some type of way in the moment.
No doubt about it, Doug. Sports is emotional. It brings out potentially the best and worst in us all. However, That said, he will have a chance to reflect on it and will look at it differently in the waning moments.
And so you see Kenny Brown, who convinced bus driver Charlie Scomer, who they've dedicated the season. Charlie had a medical emergency in the boot just before the first pitch of the 2019 season and died a few days later. He was a retired media specialist at Seminole High School, had not announced for 4 years, and it was Kenny Brown, the head coach of Sanford Seminole, that asked him to come back. And the Noles lost Mr. Schomer, and so they dedicated this entire season to him. And they know, as they say it, he knows that he is loved, and he is cheering down his Noles from up above, playing for a higher power with these Noles, and such a great way to see Sanford Seminole bring a title back to Seminole County and to the Orlando area. And so, with a record of 23-9, the Sanford Seminole Seminoles are your Class 9A state champions. Many congratulations to the Noles. We hope you've enjoyed today's production of the Class 9A State Championship on the NFHS Network. For Jason Alexander, I am Doug Pugh saying so long, everybody.
Nice piece of hitting there by Mercado.
And that one hit sharply on the ground and just underneath the glove of Michael Ogden. And that one is smoked into left field. And he tattoos that one into left field. That could get gone. Left field, that could get Daniel's delivery, swung on and missed. It'll get away. Beautiful diving catch by McDaniel to seal the now the count will run even at 2-2.
Trying to get in the chase, high and tight. He's thrown a lot of backdoor breaking balls to right-handed hitters under the same circumstance.
And that one
Fisted.
is hit off the nub. And a beautiful diving catch by McDaniel to seal the state championship for Seminole. Do you believe it?
Only because I'm here to see it with my balls to right-handed hitters. In us all. However, that said, he will have a chance to reflect on it and will look at it differently in the waning moments.
And so you see Kenny Brown, who convinced bus driver and that one is smoked into right field and will get over the head of Duran on his horse. Is McCardle in with a stand-up double.
Nice piece of hitting there by McCardle, an off-speed.
And he tattoos that one into left field. That could get gone. Mr. Clutch, Mr. Mason, Mazzarato. Touch them all, young fella. And he puts the Noles on the board in the top of the sixth with a blast to left center field.
Balls to right-handed hitters under the same circumstance.
And that one
Fisted.
is hit off the nub. And a beautiful diving catch by McDaniel to seal the state championship for Seminole. Do you believe it?
Only because I'm here to see it with my in us all. However, That said, he will have a chance to reflect on it and will look at it differently in the waning moments.
And so you see Kenny Brown, who convinced bus driver Charlie Scomer, who they've dedicated the season. Charlie had a medical emergency in the boot just before the first pitch of the 2019 season and died a few days later. He was a retired media specialist at Seminole High School, had not announced for 4 years, and it was Kenny Brown, the head coach of Sanford Seminole, that asked him to come back. And the Noles lost Mr. Schomer
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. I'm on play-by-play. Check, 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 check. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I cannot. Okay, hold on. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. No, I think I'm just hearing it through your headset. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Check 1, check 1. Negative. Nothing. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. No. Check 1, check. Check 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to the Sun Harvest Bowl. The most underrated and unknown bowl game in all of football. Check, check. Okay. Check, 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 check. Truly Nolan. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got something now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can hear it now. Yep. Well, there it is. It's working now. Okay, go off. Just go off for a second. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one's working fine. Let me go to the play-by-play. Check 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one's working too. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think it's in the building. I think something's loading up through this building and then it unloads and it opens it up. No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, the good news is they're getting out. They're getting out. Right. 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 Yep. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Roger. You heard all that. This is the same stuff that